We're going to look at some Geert Wilder and go down in the comments section and go vote.
Policy on immigration.
Well, you know, maybe.
No, he got answered this question and he's wiggling around. Sign of being uncomfortable with it. I do understand that over in the EU, that immigration is a very hot topic on both ends of the spectrum. You've got the don't want it at all, kick everyone out, to the let everyone in no matter what, even if they've got guns pointed at our heads and are blowing people's brains out. So massive swing. So I can kind of understand this wiggle.
I might not agree with every detail, but still, I applaud indeed what Mr. Trump has done. You know, we are used to politicians who promise a lot, but...
And his body sings with him. We see this movement, his neck comes forward, and his back moves with it.
Don't fulfill their promises. We are used...
See that movement? Go over here, the head moves, the back moves, spine moves, the shoulders move. There's no jerk stop action. So it's singing.
To politicians all around Europe, even in my own country, the Netherlands, a prime minister that has only soul.
And there you go, his neck starts to move. And I love it when it does that because soul, and he went into that soul and his body is moving. And what does it mean when the body is moving, the body is singing? That means the mind and the body are in agreement. They like what each other is saying because they cannot be in conflict. You have to speak in truth for your body to sing. And when I say in truth, I mean your truth, because truth is relevant to the speaker. Muslim thinks that their truth is truth, and a Christian thinks their truth is truth. Neither one is lying, but it's the different truths. And so when you hear him speak, he's speaking in truth.
Aim, which is open border, and the more immigrants, the better. And we saw that in the last few years with the tsunami of hundreds of thousands in Germany, even 1 million.
And he gave a head shake on that last few years.
With the tsunami of hundreds of thousands.
And it's not a no on it in the sense of not negativity, but in disagreement or anything. It doesn't mean that at all. When he's shaking his head on this, it's negative in the sense his mind doesn't comprehend the amount of people that have come in. Immigration, oh my gosh, head shake back to back, or side to side.
In Germany, even 1 million asylum seekers. So yeah, it's kind of refreshing, you know, a politician in America, a head of state, President Trump, who says not only in the campaign that he wants to toughen up the immigration policy, but he actually does what he promised and he stops the immigration. As a matter of fact, I think Mr. Trump did in 1 or 2 weeks' time more when it comes to toughening up immigration than all the political current.
He is wiggling and dancing.
Political leaders in Europe in their entire career. So yes, I applaud the fact that he is toughening up immigration from Islamic countries.
And as far as your country, the Netherlands...
And you see him settle back with that? Go back. Watch as this ends, as his part of this ends. He does a wiggle and then a lean back sit.
Immigration from Islamic countries.
And as far as...
And there it went. It was really fast.
As your country, the Netherlands, is concerned, election in 6 weeks' time, you would like to keep Muslims out, kick some of the Muslims who are already there out of the country, and ban the Quran. Is that right?
No, that's not.
He found that comical. I'd find that comical too. Kick them out and ban the Quran. What are we, 1940s Germany? We burning books now?
That's not entirely right, sir. We don't want to kick any Muslims out. Muslims who are in the Netherlands today and adhere to our constitution, our law and our...
And there his body is singing with him.
...values are welcome to stay and are equal as anybody else. But if they...
And that eyebrow movement, he's emphasizing equal to anybody else. Abide by the laws equal to anybody else. Or as anybody else. I think he meant as anybody else.
Commit serious crimes if they start acting according to Sharia law, and if they...
And he's emphasizing that. Start acting in accordance, and his head goes down in... Watch that again.
Serious crimes if they start acting according to Sharia law.
That down movement with that neck. Sharia law. Emphasizing that. And his body is singing with him.
And if they are punished and sentenced for that and have a double nationality, which lots of them in the Netherlands do, then indeed...
He's emphasizing a lot of this speak that he's doing, but he's also singing with it. And the fact that he doesn't have to actually access a whole lot of memory as he's speaking this truth means this is a forefront thought. This isn't something that he all of a sudden had to think about. This is on his mind. This is what he lives mentally in his mind.
We want them to be stripped of their Dutch nationality and sent away. The government of the Netherlands is doing exactly the same today when it comes to people who commit terroristic crimes, and we want to expand that to other crimes. And when it comes to immigration, we want, and that's in our party program since the first day that I started this Party for Freedom, is that we want to stop the immigration from Islamic countries. So I'm not talking about exactly what Mr. Trump is doing. We would not want people who have already permits in Holland to not let them return, but we want for any Islamic country, not only 7, to stop the permanent immigration from Islamic countries indeed.
Now he's having to fiddle with that earpiece. And I don't know really what it's doing because his hair is covering it up. But it is a very big distraction. But he doesn't break on that. He continues to speak fluently. So his mind doesn't have to stutter on it. So we can just say that because it didn't have to break, even though he's fiddling with this earpiece in his ear, that his body is still singing with it.
Your party is currently leading in the opinion polls. Were you to form a government, be part of a government, would you want to take the Netherlands out of the European Union as Britain is doing?
I would certainly want to do that. I believe that...
Well, I was actually really not expecting that answer. I certainly want to do that. Let's go back and look at that body.
I would certainly want to do that. I believe that...
And he's a little stiff on it, but his body still sings. I certainly want to do that. And his stiffness isn't in deception or the fact that he's not in agreement. If I had to guess, it's kind of like I would certainly want to jump 20 feet. I would like to. I don't know if I can. I'd like to jump 20 feet. I'd like to be a kangaroo.
A democracy needs a nation state. And we have lost our nation state in the process of more federalism in the European.
And as he continues to go on with it, his body really does sing with it. So he would like to leave the EU. That little stillness that we see as far as being quiet. And I shouldn't call it stillness, it's more quiet. The body quiets down. It doesn't go still, it just quiets because it's like a 20-foot wall to jump.
Union, you know. It started with economic cooperation and it became a political project. And we lost our national sovereignty. And I want the Dutch to be in charge of their own immigration policy, their own financial policy, their own budget policy, like the United Kingdom decided last year. I think we can be stronger. We can decide again what our own immigration policy is. We can still trade with other countries economically. There are so many benefits. And all the fear-mongers, all those politicians of the European Union, which can be compared as the old empire, Roman Empire that is finished. It's just a matter of time when it totally will be finished. But the process had started already. That at the end of the day, we will be stronger. You know, I remember that my own prime minister, like politicians in your own country, said that if Brexit would happen, the lights would go out. There would be no metro.
And he's just emphasizing that. He's telling this individual that with that believe me look, which is what I give that eyebrows raised and it's continuous raised. Believe me, I'm telling you the truth. He seems like a really nice guy. I was watching some other videos of him in German when he was talking to Germany. He's definitely a strong male character. He does not mind sticking up for what he believes. I think he'd probably be a very good counterpart to Trump as well with Le Pen. If she gets in, if she can get through that mess that's going on down there. And I say down there from his perspective. There's some really good leaders popping up in the EU. And that is a really good sign. I just really hope. Can I say really anymore? I really hope that they're able to get through. I think that's probably about the only chance Europe itself has in surviving. Because as much as the EU, you know, you're all neighbors. And you don't want to alienate your neighbors, and dumping a whole bunch of immigrants throughout it is definitely not a good idea for, you know, your neighbors. The other disclaimer I have to give is I'm an American, and we're very right over here as far as, comparison wise. I look at the Europe and their policies and some of the things that, they're willing to do is more of a left, whereas I'm willing that the government be someone I elect and it be one person and I get to do whatever I want within the moral law and the Bill of Rights. And I don't have to pay taxes, and I don't care if anything is provided for me because I think I can do it by myself. So it's kind of hard for me to comprehend paying 20% in taxes to have universal health care that I got to wait in line for 6 months. If you liked it, leave a like. If you like the content, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.